So I just want to invite you to think differently, because this isn't going to be the traditional approach that you've heard in the past. So when we look at the foundation and thinking differently, this comes to mind. I know all of you are familiar with this um, logo. I've seen it millions of times and had seen it that way for a long time, until someone told me there's a kind of a secret in here that I did not know about. And that is what I'm going to reveal to you right now. I don't know if you've seen it before, but there is an arrow in this logo. Now, this is what I'm talking about, is thinking differently. Now, when I see this logo going down the road, I look at the arrow. I don't really see the rest of it. I see the arrow. So when someone says to me, my child's struggling with this or that or something else, I look at it through a neurodevelopmental lens, saying, where is the challenge? What is causing that symptom to happen for that person? Now, most people, I would say, if I ask you what you want your children to have, to be, to do, you want them to read well and comprehend, especially if you're a homeschooler, be great at math, stay on task, follow directions, and be independent learners. Usually I get a lot of amens when I'm at a homeschool fair with that one. So when we're talking about that, we are talking about something that has a good foundation. And so I'm going to kind of give you a house analogy. If your house has a good foundation, then everything pretty much works well. You know, the doors open, the windows open, they don't stick, that kind of thing. But if the foundation is not working well, it starts getting worse and worse, and often implodes, and that beautiful wall that you had now has a big crack down it, and it's just not functioning well. That's the same kind of thing that happens with our brain. So since we're going to think differently, we're going to look at what is the foundation of the brain. Now, this is my granddaughter, Kaylee. If you're not a grandmother already, you'll understand grandmother pictures at some point. Just have to throw those in somewhere. But when we're going to talk about the different parts of the foundation of the brain, and the brain organization starts at this level. And many of you are saying, well, this isn't going to help me, but it helped me at 40 something. So the cool thing is that you can make your brain work better by building connections in your brain through stimulation. So even though you may be past a certain stage developmentally, you can go back and restore that, because your brain, it develops from this lower level, which is the medulla level, into the pons. The pons is where that army crawl on your stomach is. And that's where a lot of trauma happens, in that level of the brain as well. And so we've even seen children that are adopted, or children that are traumatized by whatever means. When we work at this level at the pons, that gets better. And so that's really exciting. The creep is up on the hands and knees. That's the midbrain area. And then the cortex, where we're always working with our children, is the thinking part of the brain. That's where the cross pattern movements and things like that happen. Now, when you're crawling on your tummy, it's the first time the two hemispheres of your brain are connected. They're making messages go from one side to the other, because one side of your brain is controlled by the opposite hemisphere, and vice versa. So I don't have time tonight to go real in depth with this, but I did want to let you know a resource that we have. It's Brain Coach Tips channel, and we have that on YouTube and Rumble. So there's lots of videos there, and one of them is talking about this in the early stages, the early development. I think a lot of things that are happening in our society are causing learning struggles because we have so many gadgets that we put our kids in that they're not going through these developmental stages.